Hello, welcome everybody. Juggling my laptop on my knees here. Looks like the I-73 bypass is not the smoothest road either. So, despite being privately funded, hello, welcome everybody. Tough lightning condition as usual. Hopefully the audio is better. I've turned all the other devices. Just coming back from Rome on my way back to San Diego. Want to share with you what I learned in Naples and Rome. Or close to Naples and Pietrarsa yesterday at SAP's and TreniItalia's executive summit about digital transformation, which was probably the best kind of like launch event. So SAP didn't call it a launch event that I have attended probably anytime, because think about it, what do you want to have at a launch event? You always want to have a customer. Now, the customer was TreniItalia, and usually you have customers on stage, so everybody has gotten that. But how cool is it if you can, with that customer, drive in a train, and train is a maiden voyage to a museum location. The train is also a brand new Frecciarossa, which is Italian's high-speed train made by Bombardier 1000. And on the train ride before, you learn more about what TreniItalia is really doing with SAP IoT. On the train ride, you have an interactive app, which in the breaks you talk about, and then there's a joint presentation throughout the train while you're traveling from Rome to Pietrarsa next to Naples with the CIO of TreniItalia, Danilo, and now scusa, cognome, I don't remember the last name, Danilo something, apologize for that, and of the executive in charge of that piece of IoT, Tanja Rückert. So really nicely done joint presentation. Then you always want to have the CEOs attend by something. The same was the case. The CEO of TreniItalia, Barbara, okay, forgot the last name here too, forget about this, sorry, apologies. And of course, Bill McDermott was attend together with Bernd Leukert equally to on panel discuss the impact of IoT. So really well-made event, taking back the train to Rome too. I think you can't do it much better. For the sake of being so great, happy to explain to SAP what still can be improved, being a little stickler on that, but really very good, positive launch event. So what are the three takeaways? I mean, obviously, SAP released the press release, I think it was on Wednesday. It's going to start investing over 2 billion on the Internet of Things, both an organic investment in-house and acquisitions. Two of the acquisitions, Plat One and Phantom, were there. Was able to speak to their CEOs and founders respectively. So very interesting offerings in both cases, both from an endpoint management perspective, as well as what Phantom does as a physical model, a software-based model, which allows you to have less sensors in something, which is a really interesting use case, because as we get much more sensor data right now, we don't really know how to run these things as we have the sensor data, because we don't know how the operators who used to do this. All these things don't even exist in real life, so there's no experience. So using material science, this is where they're based in Trondheim, which is a great material science and physical structure integrity institution. You can build models about predicting how something like a wind turbine, like a ship, or any other object might represent, which they call actually the digital twin, which is an interesting name for that. And now to juggle here again on the bumpy 73 bypass. That definitely 2 billion investment, both organic and acquisitions, show that SAP is committed. SAP has to be committed on IoT, because that's what their key customer base manufacturing really wants to do. I always joke about this or observe about this, that since over 2 years, no matter what event you go in North America, and if you hear from technology vendors, maybe say Amazon, maybe Google, maybe IBM, talking about IoT, it's always European, often German customers. And I see it on the other side when I go to cloud events like AWS Summit in Berlin last year, or this year in Frankfurt. All the hesitations, concern that you hear from Europeans in regards to putting stuff in the cloud, it's completely blown away when it comes to IoT. It's clear you cannot run IoT on premises. It's always a cloud perspective. All the Europeans still manufacture stuff, the North Americans, or it's happening in Mexico or in China somewhere, but all the European manufacturers are high quality, high price, and need to have an IT story, and are working and scrambling to get this together. And they're all, if it goes to Europe, mostly SAP customers, and if SAP doesn't want to lose and must have a strong IoT story. So TreniItalia, the launch customer for this vehicle management piece, or the showcase customer, we were in the train, could see how the train behaved, and saw real-time brake information. Another thing that doesn't get much cooler than be in the thing while it creates digital exhaust about what you're looking at. What's to build preventive maintenance on top of SAP's IoT platform and the vehicle package, so SAP's building package on top of IoT. I think it was the vehicle package, but don't quote me if it's wrong. Check in the press release. And build their own preventive maintenance and figuring out for all their rolling stock by 2018 what is really going with this piece, changing the way how preventive maintenance and maintenance overall is done, knowing before the train rolls into the overhaul what has to be done, how the train has been used, how many hard breaks have been happening before. So instead of schedule-based, time-based maintenance, this is something that's very live on top of the object. And like I said already, third takeaway, SAP delivers these IoT packages. It makes sense to only have packages because best practices are not fully there. So you have a jump start. The HANA Cloud Platform is very, very important, obviously, for that as the SAP path of doing things. And SAP also realized customers still are not fully convinced about IoT and needs to evangelize this. And I think it's over 6 centers that SAP out of the 2 billion will put into place to support and evangelize the customers in regards of Internet of Things. So my overall point of view, close to perfect event. Really kudos to whoever organized and put this together. I don't say very positive things lightly, so take it with a grain of salt. Very good, well done. Driving in the train was a really interesting experience. Looking at what's happening in real time in the trains, like a video of something running, a little model. No, you were part of it in it. And it was great to see that 50% of the program, of the presentations, was organized by the customer with inputs from the University of Pisa and I think Politecnico di Milano. So it's always good to see the customer being on stage at these launch events equally. The packages are a good move. I mentioned that already. Now SAP needs to be much more specific. SAP also needs to have a Hadoop story because every IoT project needs spinning ROST HDD support with Hadoop because you don't know how much data is going to be there. You don't know how much third-party data you're going to buy. On that point, was very good in his closing remark. Bill McDermott talked about DaaS for the first time, data as a service. That's something which is very important both for SAP to monetize and SAP customers. We here at Constellation Research predict you have to look at this now, and this could be, should be, for the right companies, up to 20% of the revenue stream in as little as 4 or 5 years from now, where DaaS really features prominently. So massive opportunity from that perspective too. So more to get the Hadoop story before it's not there. It's good they acquired Altiscale to be completely there. So good progress overall from SAP, a very positive launch event. Now there's lots of other work to do. Thanks for watching. As usual, much longer. Appreciate it. I see you soon. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.